Can you win these positions in Rook and Pawn endgames? Or can you draw these positions in Rook and Pawn endgames? In this video, we'll explore 10 practical cases in Rook and Pawn endgames that will improve everyone's perspective of thinking in Rook and Pawn endgames. And we are playing with white pieces in all the 10 positions of this video. Number 1. Here we have a rook and opponent have a pawn supported by his king and 5 steps away from promotion. Since the pawn takes 5 steps to promote, our idea should be to quickly bring the king near the pawn promotion square. With this analysis, we play king to f7 and now black has two options, king to b5 and pawn to a5. And don't get confused, both moves will make the position same after certain number of moves. Let's start our analysis with move pawn to a5. We play rook to a8 and now black can't push his pawn on this move as we are attacking that pawn without rook. So black plays king to b5 here and we play king to e6 as our idea is to quickly bring our king near pawn promotion square. Now both moves a4 and king to b4 will lead to same situation, so black plays his best move king to b4 and we play king to d5. Now black pushes the pawn and we take the king opposition. Black plays king to b3 and again we take the opposition. With the move pawn to a3, black is very near to get a queen, but we have king opposition and this is the moment to give check with the rook on b file. Both moves king to a2 and king to a4 will lead to same situation, while black loses its pawn and white wins with rook plus king versus king checkmate. Black plays king to a2 and we take the king opposition with the move king to c2. King to a1 is forced for black, and after rook to b1 check and king to a2, we have the great move rook to b3. Black has only one legal move king to a1 and rook takes a3 is a checkmate. Number 2. This position is all about pawn race. We have a symmetrical pawn structure leading to a pawn race where our king is near to opponent's pawn promotion square and opponent's king is cut off from our pawn's promotion square by number of files. Our first idea is to push the pawn with move pawn to d6. Black plays rook to g7 to stop our pawn move. We play rook to h3 check and after king to h8, the only legal move, we now have a brilliant move on the board and it is rook to g3. Black is forced to take our rook, otherwise black loses even quicker. And now we can safely push the pawn of promotion. We play pawn to d7 and after king to f7 we have d8 equals to queen. Let's say black plays king to e6 and we take the pawn and now we have the theoretically winning in game of queen versus rook. I will be teaching how to win in queen versus rook in game in upcoming videos, but for now I am just leaving this position with an winning in game advantage. Number 3. Defending with one pawn versus two pawn. Black has two pawns with the rook and we have only one pawn with the rook, and it seems like black should win this, but there is a simple way to get a draw here. We play rook to a3 and if black plays rook to a8 to defend pawn, we will play rook to d3 to attack d pawn and most probably we will get a draw by repetition here. So after rook to a3, black should play d4 and we take the a pawn. Black plays king to f2 which is the best move for two reasons. Attacks our pawn and prepares to escort their pawn on the next moves. We play pawn to g4 and black plays d3 and we play g5 and black plays d2. Both sides are pushing the pawn. We play rook to a2 and the pawn is pinned to the king, so black plays king to e3 and we take the pawn because the position will end in a draw like this. Number 4. Look at this position. This position looks very dangerous for white as black have total 5 pawns and 2 of them are promoting on the next move. However, the position is still a draw due to bad position of black king. We start with rook to b4 check and if black king goes to a file, then we will play king to c7 and give repetitive checks with rook on square b8 and b7. So black plays king to c8 and we play rook to g4 threatening a mate in 1 with the move rook to g8 and also stopping the pawn promotion at the same time. Black plays king to d8 not to get checkmated and we play king to d6 with the same plan of checkmating black king on the 8th rank. Black can try going to e8 but we have the same plan and when black king goes to f8 we can't play king to f6 as we are not threatening a mate in 1 here and black can happily get a queen. So after king to f8 we play rook to f4 check and after king to s7 and rook to g4 check, king to f8 will lead to same previous position, so black king goes to s file. We play king to f7 allowing white to get a queen on b1 and we get a draw by repetition with the move shown on the board like this. Number 5. This position must be very familiar to any chess player because most of the positions in rook and pawn in games looks like this. Here we have an extra pawn and black has a rook on open e file, and black idea is to play rook to e2, which is very common idea in rook and pawn in games known as rook on the 7th rank. So we have only one move that maintains our pawn advantage, and it is king to f1, the great move. Black plays pawn to g6 as position on queen side is symmetrical and to have quadratic pawns in king side. We play rook to f3, preparing to play rook to e3, which will be the rook move on an open e file. Black makes a move on queen side and will play rook to e3, and now if king to f7, then we will trade the rooks, and if rook moves on 6th rank, then we will win easily because we will have both pawn advantage as well as open file. So black plays rook takes rook and f takes e3. Black plays king to f7 now, activating the king in in-game, and we do the same with the move king to e2. And we have king e6 and king d3 while we still have a pawn advantage. Black plays king to f5, trying to take our king side pawns, and we play g4 check and king f6 by black. Analyzing the pawn structure, it seems like our e pawn is extra pawn for us. If we manage to exchange it with opponent's d pawn, our d pawn will become extra pawn. So we play e4, then d takes e4 and king takes e4, and we have an extra pawn on d file now. Black plays king to e6, taking the king opposition, but we have several pawn moves left, so we play b3 and opposition didn't work very fair for black. Our move b3 prepares for move pawn to c4 that will offer a threat of opponent's b pawn without c pawn, so black plays s6 to make pawn structure good. We play c4, and after b takes c4, b takes c4, king d6, we have 2 versus 1 pawn majority on center of the board, so we play pawn to d5. Black plays a pawn move s5 on king side, and we play g5, stopping the chance of pawn breaks. Black plays s4 as there are no better moves left, and we play a4 to minimize black pawn moves as we want black king to go somewhere. And here after c takes d5 and a5, we win this in-game with a simple technique to win in pawn in games. The winning moves are on the board. Number 6. Like the previous position, this position is also common but less common than previous one. Here, all the pawns are on the king side, and we have 4 versus 3 pawn majority, and we need to win this in-game. Analyzing the position, we can say we have extra pawn on f5, our e pawn is pinned to the king, our rook is dominating on 5th rank. We will start with a very essential strategy, that is pawn break. We play pawn to g4, and we have s takes c4 and f takes c4. And black plays e5 check, and it is the best move for black. You might be wondering why is black giving this pawn for free? But had black not given this pawn, we will have played pawn to g5 check, and we will get a follow-up with moves rook s7 check and king a5. We take the pawn on e5, and black played rook to b1, preparing for giving as much checks as possible. Now we have 3 pawns and black has only 1, so we need to get escape from unnecessary checks. We play rook to c5, maintaining the dominance on 5th rank, and black plays rook to f1 check, and we play king to g3. Then black gives few more checks like rook g1 check, king f3, rook f1 check, king g2, and then rook f4, forking our e pawn and g pawn. However, we can protect both the pawns with move pawn to e5 check, and black king goes to e6, and we play king to g3 defending our g pawn. Black plays rook to a4, and we play rook to c6 check to reduce number of pawns, and black plays king takes e5, and we play rook takes e6. Now black keeps some checks like rook a3 check, king f2, rook a2 check, king e3, rook a3 check, king d2, rook a2 check, king c3. And now black plays rook to s2, and we convert this winning advantage to basic checkmates in in-game like this. Number 7. I found this position on social media and at first sight I thought it's an equal position, but I misjudged the pawn moving direction. Here all the 4 pawns are one step away from promotion. We start with rook to h8, the great move. Black plays rook d1 to play g1 equals to queen. Now instead of playing b8 equals to queen, we have an intermediate move rook takes s2, and after king takes s2 and b8 equals to queen, we promote it with a check. Black plays king to s3, and after queen h8 check, king g3, queen g7 check, king f2 and king b7, black promotes to a queen and we trade the queens and then promote a queen and we get a winning in game. Number 8. Here we are just 2 steps away from promotion and black has a rook. However, with our turn to move, this position is winning for us. We play pawn to c7 and black plays rook to d6 check. We shouldn't make any king move on 7th rank as black can pin our pawn on 7th rank with the rook. So we play king to b5 and black plays rook d5 check. And king move on 6th rank will defeat the same position, so we were moving our king downwards with the move king to b4 and not king to c4, because black can play rook d1 and after c8 equals to queen, black can play rook c1 check, winning our queen and the game. Similarly, after rook d4 check, we play king to b3 and after rook d3 check, remember the winning move is king to c2 and black plays rook d4, creating a trap if we promote to a queen like this. c8 equals to queen, rook c4 check and queen takes c4 is a stalemate. So after rook d4 we promote to rook, and even though the endgame is rook versus rook, we are still winning this endgame. We are threatening mate in 1 with move rook to a8, so black plays his only defense move rook to a4 and we play king to b3 attacking the rook as well as threatening mate in 1 with move rook to c1. Black stops mate with move king to b1 and we take the rook and get a winning endgame. Number 9. Let me introduce a concept in rook and pawn endgame that many intermediate players are not familiar with. The concept states divide and conquer. Describing the concept, as per this position, we have a rook and there is only one move that wins for us, and it is rook to a5 that divides opponent king and pawn in 2 different sides, and this move takes entire control of 5th rank, never allowing black king to pass through it. If black keeps making move with his king, then our king will come and take the pawn in few moves. So black plays pawn to d3 and we play king to g6, and after pawn to d2 we have rook to a1, and after king d5 we win the pawn with the moves rook d1, king d4, rook takes d2, and we get a winning in game here. Number 10. 2 pawns on 6th rank can beat the rook. Here we can push any of the pawn and still manage to win the game. We play pawn to f7 and black plays rook takes g6 and we get a winning in game after f8 equals to queen. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and like, share and comment our video.